video of a wander around the Old Town, eh? We're just starting here, having a bit of shopping and see how it goes. Let's show you where we're starting. Don't know if we can see the sign there. Almeida del Alcada Adri Zaragoza. If I've said that right, very unlikely, but hey, let's have a wander down. As you can see, plenty of little shops and stuff here, and restaurants. What I'm looking for at the moment is a pair of them, you know, sunglasses that go over the top of your glasses. Because without my normal glasses, I can't see bugger all. And with the sun, I can't see bugger all. So that is the aim of today, is to try and find a pair of them. But as I say, we'll have a little wander around the Old Town. This is the Old Town. And so, yeah. Let's have a look. It's so tempted to always go in the bars. There's another restaurant, Mia's, just there. And I will say about this bank here that there was no charges for withdrawing money, which is really unusual. So yeah, I had to withdraw just €10 the other day, and that didn't charge. So I don't know if that's common or not, but I've found all the other ones I've tried to withdraw money, they're charging €2 or €3 a go, but that charged nothing, so which is really good. So you can see this is March time, and there we go. The famous mobility scooters of Benidorm here. Absolutely love them. I have to rent one of them soon. But yeah, so just give you a look up. The Old Town. KFC for those who don't want to eat normal Spanish food. But have you ever seen a crispy kebab from KFC? I've never ever seen that before. But yeah, apparently in Benidorm there's a thing called a crispy kebab you can have. Maybe something else I need to try while I'm here. But I like the Spanish delicacies. I don't know, like Spanish pizza, Spanish kebabs, Spanish burgers. Yeah, just give it all a go. There's a nice ice cream shop just there. Absolutely brilliant. But what I do love is the shops that sell, you know, the cheap stuff. I'm not interested in the designer shops. I never have been, to be honest with you. But what you can do when you go past some of the cheaper shops is you can find, like, mementos. And it might be cheap crap t-shirts or shoes or whatever. But, you know what you're buying. It is what it is. And it's just, you know, silly t-shirts I'm going on about, silly t-shirts. But for some reason, I don't know why, I do love the Spanish shoes that they have here. I know that most of them are from China, let's be honest about it, because a lot of the clothes sizes out here are the Chinese size. So when I say in Spain I'm a 7XL, that doesn't mean I'm 25 stone. It just means I'm a normal XXL in the UK. As I say, some great bars. You can see lots of trainer shops. So we'll give you an example. We go over and have a look at this trainer shop over here. And this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. As I say, I do love it. You know, I'm not saying I'm going to buy any today, but not that. But you can see prices. So you can see some of the trainers in there. I love them trainers there. Sorry. It's all right to film. Yeah, you see like the trainers they've got on the wall. There's somewhere I'll come back to later because I love them designer trainers. And as you can see, the prices are just €25 a go. Same here, nice shoes there, designer shoes. €30. You can't really go wrong there. You can't go wrong there. But I will be back in that shop a bit later. So we're just going to have a wander further up here. And as I said, in March, look how busy it is. Look how busy it is. This is great stuff. And as I said, if we kept walking that way, which me and Rick, like straight ahead, that will take you up to where the strip is. It's about 10-15 minute walk. But no, we done it yesterday and that was enough. We went to the indoor market, the one they go on about, the indoor market, up the other end of Levante Beach. And to be honest with you, was not worth the bother. There's tat and then there's tat. You know, there's tat that I would buy and there's tat that you wouldn't buy in a flea market. Let's be honest about it. As I say, I'm just wondering if any of these would fit me. Probably not. But anyway, that's the sort of shop you get. But as I say, it's a mixture of everything. So you're right. How often do you see in neon lights sun cream? Only in Spain, eh? But as I say, all these lovely side streets. This is what the difference is between the Old Town and the Strip. All right, they're not the smallest buildings, but it's a lot more Spanishy feel to it than what there is up at the other end where the Strip is. They're just, you know, for me, a bit the same, look all the same. It's just, yeah, not for me. As I said, I've been to Benidorm. This is my third time in Benidorm. And this is the side I like. I've always liked the Old Town. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Strip, but I would say that's more for people that were on hen nights, stag nights, yeah, or stag weekends, which I was. The last time I was there for a friend's 50th birthday celebration. But yeah, me and Rick just kept disappearing back down to the Old Town because of it's more us. The speed of how'd you put it, the Strip. It was me 10 years ago. It's not me anymore. So yeah, this is more it now. It's a bit like when you think about it. I'm now in my early 50s, and I don't know if you would agree, but the thought of going to a nightclub now, oh no, it just wouldn't happen. There's some more objects there. Lovely, all them skulls. My nephew used to love them before he passed away, but hey. And his figurines. As I say, the prices and the ball. The ball that represents Benidorm. I'm not quite sure why, but that's the ball that represents Benidorm. And again, another shoe shop. But this is the more pricier ones, I think, that actually sells the sketches and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, lovely. But yeah, I'm carrying on. I'm trying to work out where exactly I am. Yeah, not too sure. Lots of bikes here for some reason. Do you think that's Uber Eats here as well? I'm not sure. It can't be Uber Eats, surely. But, yeah, some sort of, I'm guessing, there has to be something here that represents so many bikes. But as I say, well, I won't keep rattling on. What I'll do is I'm going to let you go from it. If I get to another interesting bit, I will come back on and show you a few of the sites. I'm hoping today, because I've got to be honest with you guys, during the day, like as I say, it's late March. I think it's the 26th of March today. That during the day it's lovely. I'll show you what I'm wearing right now. It's during the day. I've got a t-shirt on, and if you can see, shorts. I don't know if they come out clear because I'm not used to this camera, but I've just got a t-shirt and shorts on. But at night, does it get cold? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut you off here because we're going to go into this shop here. I think we're going to go and have a look in Sending Outlet. So look at a few of the prices. I'll show you a few of the prices in the window before I switch you off. You know, not too bad. Not too bad. But we'll go in and have a look anyway. All right, I'll catch you in a minute. Just something else I'd like to add, something that might interest some people, is like the property prices around here. You know, they're a bit all over Benidorm. But yeah, it is interesting. From someone from London, and you see these prices, it's unbelievable, you know. So let me just show you a few. So we've got that. My Spanish isn't the best, but that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 76 square metres, and 199,000 euros. What would that be? About 175,000 pounds. Then you've got the 1-bedroom just there. Again, 1-bathroom, 59 square metres. Yeah, for 170, and they look nice. And I think this is a 3-bedroom house. So you've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 122 metres squared. Big pool, as I say, my Spanish not the best. No, but I'll just give you some examples of what's there. If you ever thought about buying a property abroad, these are the sort of prices you're looking at. Again, another 2-bedroom just there on Levante, so it's up the Levante beach near there for 179,000. It's crazy prices. You know, in London, the same thing. We're looking at £500,000 sometimes. Just seeing if there's any more. You know, you see them? Like a 2-bedroom, 155,000 euros. It's mad. I know that the majority of these would need work. You know, and I've got to say, that's something I wouldn't be interested in, because it looks like a tower block from Hackney, I'm being honest with you. And you'll probably find that this is what I'm talking about up the other end of Levante Beach, which is where the strip is. The buildings, just for me, are not the same as the architecture you get in the Old Town. So I'll give you an example. That looks like a tower block from Hackney. And then you look at these buildings here. Very, very, very Spanish. Very Spanish. And that's what I love. That's what I love. That's what I come to Spain for. I don't come to Spain to look at tower blocks that look like they're from Hackney. But anyway, anything else interesting? I'll get back to you. Yeah, just passing another estate agents. And, you know, this seems to be like the ones with a little bit more money that you'd spend. But as I say, you think of the value of your property in the UK, if you own your property, if you're lucky enough to own your property, and think about how much that's worth. And I've got a friend who has a 1-bedroom flat that's worth about 450,000, 500,000 for a 1-bedroom flat. And what you could possibly get out here, like you see that one, 350,000, 4-bedroom, that's a 4-bedroom.
That's not what you own for.
2-bedroom, 239, you know, that's a one, but yeah, as I say, I don't know if you're finding this interesting or not, guys, but it definitely interests me.
Only interesting too, that's fine.
And these are the ones that Rick likes. It's this one for 565, 3-bedroom, 3 bathrooms, swimming pool, car park, or garage, should I say. 335 square metres.
That's open plan.
Open plan, 141 square metres. And you look at the property inside, the pool, everything. Mental. And same down here for 540,000, 107 square metres, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, swimming pool and parking. Absolutely brilliant prices. But, right, okay, I'll switch you off and come back to you again in a minute. Yes, guys, I'm looking a little bit different from when you last saw me, when I showed you him just in my T-shirt. Just gone past the shop. And I see this nice lightweight jacket, very cheap, 20 euros it was. And I've gone in there, and the funniest part about negotiating with an Englishman and a Spanishman, with my English being bad as that is, and my Spanish even worse. Negotiation was fun. The word that we used mostly was grande, grande, grande. So size, I understood. Grande? No, grande, 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 grande. Yes, and we eventually got one that fit. So very happy with this new jacket that I've just bought in Benidorm. Guys, just on the other side, I think they call them the Spanish Step, of the Malpas beach side. The Levante's the other side, and I don't know if I'm making any sense here. On the other side of Levante, where I think what they used to call, let me turn you around and show you where we are. We're here, and I don't know if you can see in the background all the boats and stuff like that. And that used to be, well, not used to be, it still is. That's where the Spanish Steps are, which we will go on soon. We will go on there soon. We're just showing you the way from the other side of there as well. There's a hotel that I was originally booked to stay in up this side, because we're doing 2 hotels this week. One, the Barcelo, and then we're going to stay in the, what's it called? Emily Apartments. But we were booked in the hotel up there. I'm sure it's the Marbleau, the one that had been refurbished and things like that. But we decided to change because they'd only just, and when we kept looking at the videos, hadn't quite finished it yet. So it was a case of we'd rather stay somewhere that's finished. But you see, it's quite busy this side as well. And there's plenty here of restaurants, you know, boozy places. But as I say, I am sure it was the Marbleau that did. But it's so sort of residential, this one. We just wasn't sure about it. But I could have it wrong. To be honest with you, I'm not too sure. But I'm sure it was this one. This is the one that's just been redone. Does look like it. But anyway, this is another way up into the Old Town if you're staying on this side. So yeah, you just walk up the hill. You can see which looks a bit Chinese, that building, isn't it? But yeah, it's looking good. But as I say, there's the docks. And as I say, we will go up to the other. I'm sure they used to call them the Spanish Steps. I'm sure it was called the Spanish Steps. But again, I could be wrong and you could correct me on that. So yeah, I'll come back to you soon. Unfortunately, guys, I made a mistake with the hotel. The hotel we was actually meant to stay at is Hotel Villa España, but we changed from it. I'll show you it here. That is it there. It was meant to stay there. And yeah, we just changed our mind because of, as we couldn't be 100% sure it was finished. So it looks lovely, I've got to say. From the outside it looks lovely now, and it spreads all the way around the block. And the reason we looked at that in the first place was because it had jacuzzis. There's a few rooms with jacuzzis, and we do love a jacuzzi. So now we're heading back into the Old Town. So it'd be interesting if I do ever come back that maybe I will actually try it. And yeah, it could be an interesting place to stay. But yeah, we're back on the tat shopping anyway. And we're looking for still to find the sunglass covers to go over my glasses. The one thing I will tell you guys that I found out while I was here, for those who smoke, is the tobacco shops. Like, I don't know if you can see in the distance, the big T that's there. Oh, really, the only place that sells tobacco. You can get them in the bars, in the vending machines and stuff like that. But in supermarkets, apparently, no. You won't be able to buy cigarettes in supermarkets or the local shops. It has to be the tobacco shops. But anyway, we're having a little wander there, as you can see. Again, this is just early March. There's people singing away. Oh, he changed singing. I thought he was singing in Spanish originally. Right, after 3. My, Delilah. Yeah, even with a croaky voice, I still nailed it. But anyway, as you can see, the beach there. As I say, it's not Levante, this is the other side, which is lovely. But now we're going to try and head up to the stairs, and we'll show you when we get there, and we'll tell you a bit more about it. And if you can, up the top there with them people with the white railings, that's where we are heading to. And I keep calling them Spanish Steps, but I'm not sure they call that, but I will find out when I get up there. But to get up there, I have to get up these stairs. And anyone that knows me, the stairs are not my best friend. So wish me luck getting up there. Right, I've just made it up them steps. Took us a while. As you can see, I'm out of breath. And my knee feels like it's popped. Not good. But I'm going to have a rest for 5 minutes. And see if the knee feels any better. See you in a minute, hopefully. Right, after all them steps, I finally made it. It's in view now. I just want to show you this big anchor thing that's here. I'm not sure what that is. Represent. Obviously, it's something to do with the sea. There's I think, a plaque on the other side. We're going to try and look here, see what it is, and see how good anyone's Spanish is. If you know what that says, let me know. My Spanish is not good enough to read that. This is Plaza de Castle, so the place of the castle. I'm guessing that's what that means. So we're going to walk. If you want a caricature, you can have that for €10, I think, something like that, if that's your thing. And then we got all these cannons here for, as I say, this must have been a defensive part of Spain at one point to have all this cannons and things here. So that's what I'm guessing. So, the origin of the city, Castle del Benidorm. So I'm guessing that's where we are. Admiral Bernard de Serra founded Benidorm and granted the town charter on May 8, 1325. Where are now the town and the castle were built between the 17th and 19th centuries, after the second town character in 1666. Benidorm experienced a significant growth, consolidated with the arrival of tourism to the present day. So yeah, there used to be a castle here. So this is the entrance that would have been the castle. So yeah, I'll try and show you as much of the tourism bit as I can. Right, they've got the architectural excavation, if I am saying that right. In 2019, the archaeology excavation of the square was carried out, unearthing the remains of a castle of Benidorm that were hidden in Punta Canfali, as most of the fortification was devastated in the, I'm guessing, I don't know what that is that the 11th, 13th century? Thanks to the works we have now, some essential aspects of the evolution of its defensive system in medieval times, as well as the important resistance reform of subsequent modification. So I'm guessing that picture there is what it's supposed to be. The need to adapt the castle to implementing of the artillery and protect it from the frequent incursions of corsairs who plundered their coast between, again, I'm not sure what century that's saying, as Roman numerals, which I am rubbish at. So if you know what that is, let me know. The improvement of medieval fortification in modern time, it was reformed. Probably a project by G.T. Antonelli, providing it with a moat and towers capable of housing artillery pieces. So that must have been what the cannon was all about. And down here is what they excavated. So that's part of the original castle there. So yeah, it's lovely. And as I say, it's just beautiful, isn't it, this? The views are absolutely stunning. As I say, that's one side. Absolutely beautiful. Look at them buildings. And then you go around to the Levante side. And again, stunning buildings. Some of them, other places, as Rick said, it looks a bit like Thailand in certain places, he said. I'm not so sure about that, but then again, I've never been to Thailand, so I couldn't tell you. But as I say, from up here, the old castle, the views are just stunning. Just stunning. So it's great stuff. Let's see if there's any more information there. The medieval wall on the eastern slope of Punta Cana Valley. There are remains of the medieval wall that closed the fortified enclosure for the east. The peculiar underlying geological structure has favoured the fracture of the rock strata on which the wall was based, which is meant to loss of part of the original design, unrecognisable at some point on the slope. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I was reading the Spanish version, that might be why. I said a few bits wrong, but never mind. And what's down here? Not sure. I don't think that's part of the architecture. I think that's actually just a light of some sort. But here I think there's a bit more of the original castle, which is good. Oh, this is a place they've started. Not many have done it, of doing the old padlocks thing. I've seen that in Paris before, where they do the padlocks. And they leave little notes, and there's thousands of them. But so far in Benidorm, we've got about 6 or 7. Oh, so there's a bit more. I think they were stairs of some sort. Oh yes, here we go. One of the outstanding spaces of the fortification of the central courtyard, where we are now and where the main tank was placed. The courtyard contributes and distributes the interior rooms of the castle, arranged on 2 floors, which were accessed by stairs. In front of the panel you can see partially a flight of stairs discovering the archaeology excavation, yeah? You can see the stairs there, that's for sure. So anyway, let's go have a look what else is going on here. This is the beauty part. That's where we're going to head down to. Oh, more stairs. So this could be a struggle, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Yeah, as we go down a little bit further down, you can see the rocks. And that must be a sundial right in the middle of it all. You can see it from up here. I think it's a sundial anyway. I nearly took a trip into the water there. But yeah, hopefully the phone was still stable. Not phone, the camera was still stable enough. But yeah. Yeah, I've just been told off for looking at the screen. But hey, this is it. And this must be the plates to show you what is pointed in what direction. Again, if you can read it. My Spanish is not great. Hey. Levante, so I'm guessing that's pointing to Levante Beach. And wherever that is pointing. Yeah. All the directions of there. You just look at that, so you see the rocks at the bottom. See why they would have had this as a castles stroke fort, because you couldn't have got closer to than here. Not with all them rocks, you know. But I'm just wondering if there was ever a fort up on the island, because I would have thought that would have been a perfect base, a naval base there, to defend the country at the time. But I don't know if they did or they didn't. So, yeah, it's Benidorm Island, or as I call it, Dove Island. Lovely. But, yeah, that's the view. So it's definitely a place worth visiting this, just for the view, guys. Just so you can see everything there is from the seafront. And as I say, in Benidorm, the beaches are absolutely stunning. Great golden sand. There are certain parts of it where most of the beach is rock. There is rock, a lot of rock as you go in the sea. But outside, I'll just give you the tip, outside where we're staying, which is the Barcelo Benidorm Beach Hotel, the sand right in front of it, there is no rocks. So if you're ever down on this beach and you're worried about rocks, head for there and just go on the beach in front of that. And I promise you there's no rocks there. Because from experience of being in there, the last time I was here, it was well worth it, well worth it. Alright guys, I've got to try and get back up these steps. So I'm going to switch off, because I don't know how long this is going to take me. And I don't want to bore you to tears. Yes, that's our second steps of the day. Oh, God, no more stairs today, that's for sure. It took me a while to get up them. I know they look easy to a lot of people, but they're not for me. I've got dodgy back, dodgy knees, but dodgy hips. So it takes a while, but it's worth for me to do it. So anyway, we're going to have a little walk through this arch. We're going back into Benidorm Old Town, and hopefully more tat to be bought. Fingers crossed. So yeah, look at these pictures here. Lovely, absolutely lovely pictures. As I say, you look down the hill and you can see how many shops are down there. So, make things a lot easier. So we're going to have a walk down there and see what's going on. Right, this is probably one of the little hidden gems of the old town is here. You've got the football factory there. You've got Candyland there. It's a little bit of a hill, but they do have some really great shops and bars up here. As I said, all alleyways. I can't show you the whole lot. We'd be here all day. But yeah, another little bar. There's bars there. As I say, plenty of tapas bars. Wineries, pizzas, whatever you're into is there. And your normal supermarkets as well. As you can see up there, we got Lovers Benidorm as well. Out on this street here, it's full of certain types of bars, whichever you're into. The New Bear bars, Bar Kuma. I don't know what ones are open, but yeah, as I say, this is little side streets in the old town. You know, plenty of these sort of bars. Aromas, unless you want to smell nice. Yeah. Cinema. I'm not sure they'll be showing Star Wars in there, to be fair. So, you never know. Kumar Bar. Yeah, as we come down the street, again into another part of the old town. As I say, there's so much shopping stuff down here. Sweets, if you want it. If you want it. And then more tat shops. T-shirts and all that carry on. We're going to walk up this way. But this is what I'm saying, these tobacco shops here, apparently there's something with licensing. Only certain establishments can sell them. So you can't really get your cigarettes out of a normal supermarket, as I said to you earlier. You have to go to one of them shops, or it's vending machines in bars. And, you know. Benidorm vest, anyone? But, yeah. I've still not had no joy finding my sunglasses that I wanted. But there was a little shop I see them in yesterday. That's what makes it really strange. They're up this street as well. Cala de Santo Domingo. Full of restaurants and stuff up there. But as I say, I can't go up every street. It'd just take me too long. A pharmacy. If you should need a pharmacy, I don't know what you'd have been up to need a pharmacy, but anyway. Yeah, more souvenir shops. Jewellery. Anyway, guys. More bars and restaurants there. This is crepes. Ice creams, look at the ice creams. Oh. But yeah, as I said, there's plenty of shops to go to. Whatever you're looking for, it has its designer brands, then it has its tap, and it is just what you're personally after. And as I say, for me, I don't want to spend a fortune on other clothes. What's the point? And let's be honest, when you're away, you don't wear a lot of clothes. You always bring more than you ever wanted to. But yeah, Playa Shopping Centre. Do you know what? I've never been in there, so I might have a little wander through there. So, yeah, we've not been there before, so we're going to have a little look and see how that goes. It's might be coming. Got these t-shirts and stuff, jackets, fleeces. As I say, some fun t-shirts. I don't know, if you're just having a night out, you wanted a cheesy night out, this will be the stuff to come and get. And what, €8 for a t-shirt? It's nothing, is it? It's absolutely nothing. But yeah. Well, I thought they were them fleece shirts. They're not. They're not. They're quite thick, to be fair. There's all these clothes there, as you can say. But I think the maximum you're going to spend in here is €15-16. Sorry, ladies.
Sorry.
Cheers. Sorry. Yeah, and come further through more shoe shops. And I've just bought a pair of shoes. But, yeah. So, what are they? €15, that whole line there. That's what you want. Just to wear out on holiday.